I finally unlocked the skill nobody else wanted to in Arc Raiders to answer everybody's burning question. Is it really worth it? Whilst most of the other skills on the skill tree give you a clear idea of what value it provides, the security locker breach skill is different. What is in the security lockers? Is it worth committing half of the points you'll ever get into the skill tree to get it? It can't be worth losing out on extra stamina, faster movement, and all sorts of other useful skills, right? Well, it turns out it's really worth it. In this video, I'll break down the kind of loot you can expect from security lockers. Spoilers, these are essentially weapon lockers and regularly have epic tier weapons inside. I'll also share some of the security locker locations I've found and compare it to some other loot type, like loot behind locked doors that require keys or loot from airdrops. Now, you might have seen the loot I've gotten so far and immediately wanted to jump in game and start working on that survival skill tree. But there's some big warnings you need to understand before you do go ahead with that. If you do it too soon like me, you're going to struggle. You'll have no skill points to put into stamina to begin with, so say goodbye to running with your weapon out. And if you want to get anywhere quick, expect to bring in 10 to 15 adrenaline syringes every raid. These issues are pretty annoying, right? Well, even with those issues, I still think this skill is worth it. And now that I've got it, I can start getting some of the important stamina skills. The interesting thing about the Arc Raiders skill tree is that realistically, you'll only be able to max out one of these 3 skill trees. Each max skill tree requires 36 points, so 36 levels, and you only have a maximum of 75 points available. So you can either max out 2 skill trees and have a tiny single point to put in the 3rd tree, or you can max out 1 single skills. The interesting thing about the Arc Raiders skill tree is that realistically, you'll only be able to max out one of these 3 skill trees. Each max skill tree requires 36 points, so 36 levels, and you only have a maximum of 75 points available. So you can either max out 2 skill trees and have a tiny single point to put in the 3rd tree, or you can max out 1 single skill tree and then put the remaining points equally between the 2. The second option is what I'll be doing, good point to put in the 3rd tree, or you can max out 1 single skill tree and then put the remaining points equally between the 2. The second option is what I'll be doing. I've gotten my security breach skill now, and I'll also be able to get all of the important stamina skills, which are at the bottom of each of the conditioning and survival tree. Now, if you go ahead and do the same thing, you have to realize that you won't be able to max out any of the other trees, so think carefully here. Alright, let's break down the loot you actually get from security containers. There's a couple in this dam area, and it's behind a breached door. I did this on the normal dam raid, not in a night raid, and the loot was pretty consistent. We would always get grenades, ammo, and sometimes some blueprints and some other crafting stuff for crafting weapons. We would almost always get heavy gun parts or light gun parts, and sometimes even complex gun parts. These are really good for upgrading your weapons. And most importantly, you would almost always get a weapon, sometimes 2. And out of those weapons, I started to see a pattern. There will always be level 2 weapons. There won't be level 1, so that's pretty cool. They're already upgraded a little bit. I saw a variety of different guns, from the Venator to the Anvil and the El Toro and the Torrente. Now, I didn't see some weapons, like I didn't see the Osprey. I did see a lot of epic tier weapons, including the Bobcat, a lot of the Patina, which is arguably the best gun in the game, the Tempest, and of course the Volcano shotgun. What's clear here is there's a certain set of weapons that do spawn here, but you won't ever get any common weapons. And this is a really important thing, and I'll explain why when we look into the other loot in the game, including the supply drop loot and the loot you'll get behind locked doors. Now, I also tried this in a couple other maps. We did the spaceport map. The lockers you can find here will be in these locked buildings all across the spaceport. They're really spread out, so it's kind of hard to farm, but this one here has 2 in it, and once again, pretty much the same loot. So we've tried it in the dam and we've tried it in spaceport, and you're pretty much getting the same loot. I believe that the loot pool for the security lockers is pretty much the same. I wanted to test this further. There's 2 more security lockers in a locked room downstairs that you need to breach to open. I should reiterate at this point, anytime that I've mentioned locked room and security lockers, these are the ones behind a breachable room, not one that you need a key for. I'll get into that in a minute. Now, what's really cool is that you can get blueprints in here. Like I mentioned, you can get heavy gun parts blueprints, Venator blueprints, Now, I also did the security locker that's underneath the church, the one that you need to input the different buttons. You need to press 4 different buttons to open it, and the loot was pretty much the same again. So basically, you're getting a bunch of gun parts, you're getting weapons consistently, specifically epic tier weapons, right? And they've always leveled up to level 2. This is one of the fastest ways to get end gear weapons that I've ever seen. There's also one more that I found that's in a locked room in Buried City, and this is the only one I found in Buried City.
Wait, you scared me. We could be friends. Where did you go? You know, I did say that.
You did. Okay.
And then I got a little evil spark in me.
You got a little spark in you.
You got a defib on you? I don't think you can drop stuff while you're down, can you?
Sadly. I was shooting the other guy. I thought we were teammates, huh? And then you turned on me, pal.
I'm sorry, bro.
Wasn't very nice.
Where is the other guy?
Don't waste your resources on me, pal. Come on.
Wait, did that work? That doesn't bring you up, does it? What does it do? Does it just stop hurting you?
See you later, alligator.
We'll be friends next time.
I've got an arc power cell.
Woo. Holy shit. I don't even know what to grab, bro. I need to grab these. I might need to go this way. Fuck, I gotta go this way. This fucking, Friendly, friendly. Friendly, friendly. Can I come to the elevator? Friendly coming to elevator. I don't want to fight. I will fight you. Friendly, friendly. Don't shoot.
Don't shoot!
Friendly.
Hey.
Oh, dude, I feel so bad. I killed this dude.
Oh.
Up there telling him I was cool.